Good, y'all. We back with another one. We finna look at the Faceworld. They had 13 bodies under their belt. The feds came and knocked on that door.
You look a little, what's the word I'm looking for here? Stupid.
The feds came and knocked on that door.
FBI, open up!
Got him up out of there. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on.
But ring bells in the streets before indictments, wiretaps, and federal courtrooms. This area had a different identity. Back around before 2010, the block centered near 79th Street in Normal was known by locals as Boys Town. Not the Boys Town people think of on the north side. Not Lakeview, not Halsted, not the LGBTQ district. This was a completely different Boys Town. A street name used by people who actually lived and grew up around 79th Street, inside what federal prosecutors now call Faceworld Enterprise territory. And that distinction matters. Now as mentioned, in late 2010, Faceworld became a thing. A 15-year-old was killed in Marquette Park on October 18, 2010. Investigators say Cornell, aka Kingface Henderson, was shot and killed at around 8:30 Sunday, Southwest Side neighborhood. He was a freshman at Chicago Vocational Career Academy. Cornell lived a block away from the shooting scene. He was shot in the back twice, found on the sidewalk in the 2500 block of Lithuania Plaza Court, and taken to Christ Hospital where he was pronounced deceased. He and his 8 brothers and his sister had lived in Marquette Park for only a year. The teen's mother said Henderson loved baseball, basketball, cars, and music. Henderson's mother say he was outside playing with friends and said she does not believe that he was the intended target. She held up 8th grade graduation pictures of Cornell and talked about how she had big hopes for her son. Quote, "He kept me on my toes, a joy to have." One of Cornell Henderson's friends in the neighborhood said she heard the shots, quoting, "I was in my computer room when I heard some gunshots. I didn't really know what it was. Then I got a phone call saying he died. I didn't believe it. Crazy. I didn't know he was in no gang." Reports say shell casings from 2 different guns were found at the scene. Henderson's family and friends say he'd never been in trouble with the law. Police confirmed Henderson did not have an arrest record. He was only 15.
Yeah, we out here on the 9. Rest
He
in
was
peace to the
15,
boy's
got
face,
killed.
Young as hell, 15 years old, just got killed. Shot. Got a little tribute out here. So. I rest in paradise, my nigga. Ball till you fall, you feel me?
So now you got an idea of who Faceworld is and where that name come from and exactly where it's at. Let's talk about how, according to this new indictment in late 2025, police say a war started in 2019 that led to back-to-back killing, and even having Faceworld be responsible for shooting the aftermath of a funeral. But in December of 2023, the FBI had arrested 2 Faceworld members at that time. Dante Hopper, 24 years old, Tay or Tay Savage. And the next was Devion McClure, aka Disco. He was 20.
Who y'all think telling? Off rip. They said somebody was telling. This indictment came too quick. Hey, if you in Chicago, you better get up out of there. The feds is clearly there. And I know it's a lot of y'all gangs out there in Chicago. Y'all better get up out of there. Because the feds coming. You think they ain't listening, watching, got y'all wiretaps, all that? Good luck.
21 years old at the time. Police said the 2 carried out attacks on rivals, including Wiggle World, Disciples of David, and 900 Gang Fraction, according to the December 5th, 2023 indictment. Like other gang crews involved in drill rap, Faceworld sought to boost its status using songs and videos on social media. In the indictment back then, Keyshawn Warlow, 21 years old, was also involved in the conspiracy, but isn't listed as a defendant in the indictment. Keyshawn was charged in a separate federal case for participating in a 2020 carjacking spree. In November of 2023, his lawyer signaled that Keyshawn was thinking about changing his not guilty plea, according to court records. A month later, the indictment states that Hopper, McClure, and Willow were involved in the fatal shooting of Paul Harris on May 13, 2021. Harris was sitting in a vehicle in the 8600 block of South Hall Street at around 5:55 p.m. when 2 people walked up and started firing. According to Chicago police, he was hit in the head and body. The murder was for the purpose of maintaining an increase in position in Faceworld. The indictment say Hopper is accused of pulling the trigger, and apparently the feud had exploded into violence on July 13, 2020, when 21-year-old Faceworld member Tremonti Pace was fatally shot on the 8000 block of South Stewart Avenue. Police sources said.
Man, I noticed like this stuff just like a never-ending cycle. You kill one of mine, I kill like 3 of yours. Kill 3 of mine, I'm gonna kill like 15 to yours. Like, it's just gonna keep going. Like, it's gonna keep generational, just keep going back and forth. Like, this stuff happened in, Buddy got killed in 2010, they said. Like, the 15-year-old got killed like 2010. It started there. And now it's just keep going.
Next
like,
day,
it's
Donnie
crazy.
Weathersby, a 31-year-old Wiggle World member, was killed in a drive-by shooting in the 7400 block of South Stewart Avenue. At the time, sources say they believe Donnie was killed in retaliation for Pace slaying. A week later, on July 21st, 2020, 15 people were wounded in a shootout near Rose Funeral Home in the 1000 block of West 79th Street, where a service for Withersby was being held. Before the service, the Chicago Police Department warned officers about the possibility of violence at the funeral home because of an ongoing conflict. Squad cars were parked nearby, and it doesn't appear that the arrests been made in the funeral shooting or killings of Harris Pace or Donnie Weathersby, according to police and court records. The indictment in 2023 against Hopper and McClure follows a pattern. In recent years, the feds have used powerful racketeering status to try to destroy small but violent gang crews. So now we got the backstory on the first indictment in 2023 with just 2 Faceworld members. Let's briefly go over the next one with 6. Just 2 years later in 2025. The first murder in the new indictment was March 15th, 2019. Dante Hopper, known as Tay-Tay or Tay Savage, shot and killed Antoine Fields, also known as Lil Mister. According to the indictment, Hopper was the shooter, and the co-conspirator drove the vehicle. The killing was intentional, and according to authorities, the killing was to maintain or increase status into Faceworld. The murder became ground zero for the entire RICO case. But let's just focus on this case for a second, because the driver, he was identified as a rapper, co-conspirator 3. He ended up losing his life in 2021, but he was a local rapper who was also known to be cousins to Lord Durk. That's why his Instagram, to this day, it got Newski Living. He was identified as Duke. We'll later come back to him, but check out a clip from his music video, because he was famous for allegedly assisting or taking someone's life and then bragging about it on social media. According to this new indictment, 6 years.
Why do y'all just brag about it? Like, y'all is... First off, you don't need to be killing nobody, like, unless you protected yourself. But second, y'all brag about it so much, y'all making it easy for them to come get you. You're making it easy for them. They're like, oh yeah? See, clearly they putting the dots together because the feds came and got all your boys. Even though you gone, you would have been in that indictment too. Goofball.
Years later, and 4 after his demise.
Stole the car, we did it, hit it, had to switch the place. Glock with them sticks, so we super straight. For money, shoot niggas in the face. Get rich if we gotta chase. SK or you.
It was also confirmed that Lil Mister was Lil
Goofball.
Durk,
Like,
as he
we
briefly
switched the
spoke
plates.
on
Telling you everything. Word for word.
Exact TV.
It's all in my rap song. Yeah, come get me.
Insane. It's insane. If you with the ops, you can get banged.
But is it can an issue be resolved between you and wildlife? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, any issue could almost be, you know what I'm saying, resolved. It's
Right.
just, it's all about what you want to do. Cause look, let's say I can't come out there. What it is for them like that out here, ass?
What?
If they tell me I can't come out there today, city how it is coming to the go.
It's hectic out here. If you don't know nobody, you will get left right here with you.
And then even if you do know somebody, what I
Still to get left.
come on, man.
They might get left with
the
you
same,
right
It's the
with
same.
you.
It's the same shit for everywhere. You
Yeah,
feel
man.
me? Anything can happen anywhere. Nobody untouchable. Anything can happen up in here from here to
Right.
Jersey to Cali. You feel me? It's all about no lacking.
It don't matter where yo what's at. If it's your time, it's just your time. Real.
Hey, speaking of no lacking, man, you was there for that video shoot, right?
Yeah, that was me.
That's folk shit. He made that. Come on, man. Everybody trying to steal
And then
shit.
look, Zach, I did something special for you too, though. You know what I'm saying? We'll do that like on the interviews. You know, everybody know who my people is. Like you want to be, and then the thing I was saying, you want to be like my cousin. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like Dirt and all this. If I call,
Oh,
I
man.
call blood. You feel me? I hit him up.
Whoa.
I hit him, huh?
You said Dirk your cousin?
Yeah.
Get the out of here.
What's up? Shit's real in the
Because,
fit.
man,
Whoa, hold on,
we
bro.
coming back.
That shit don't mean nothing.
I asked him. I said, what's up, blood? I said, what's up? He say, shit, brother, what you on? I said, shit, man, these niggas in New York squeaking. They trying to make the interviews this and Dirt say, man, niggas do anything, man. Come on, man. I say dirt. Man, he say he the New York dirt. He say niggas do anything, man. If you don't turn your goofy down. Niggas not on that dirt, not on that JoJo, all that little JoJo shit. Me and Blood, the deceased, all that little JoJo, everything gonna be what it is. But ain't no disrespect to shorty. You feel me? A lot behind that.
That's a
lot
lot.
behind that. So for y'all,
That's a lot.
According to the feds,
It's too many songs.
after the demise of Lord Mister of March of 2019, the violence escalated fast. The following month, April 1st, 2019, Tawan Tapler, aka TY, had opened fire where 2 women were killed and another victim was wounded. The 2 women worked.
You
as
killed 2
peacekeepers
females?
on the Chicago's
Banned from the streets! Get out here!
Get them out of here.
They were shot and killed
look.
in the neighborhood they worked to protect.
Crazy.
Chantel Grant, 26, and
Nah,
Andrea
but you killed 2 females,
36,
gang.
were both mother.
Get this man up out of here. I'm gonna do
Banned
it
from the
again.
streets! Get out here!
Get this goofy, cause he
You look a little, what's the word I'm looking for here? Stupid.
stupid. You killing 2 females for what, bruh? Slow down for
4
that.
children who worked with their own mom to stem violence in the Inglewood neighborhood. Both women were hit by gunfire on the corner of West 75th Street and South Stewart Ave that is often occupied by members of the group Mothers Against Senseless Violence. Man, they both
And the mothers was trying to stop the violence, and you shoot them, bro. They got a special place for you downstairs. It's hot. It ain't no AC down there. They got a special place for you, buddy. You're going there, and it's gonna be real nice and comfy for you.
Police
They're gonna have it real
shattered
hot down there
windows,
for you, gang.
Police tape, candles, and handwritten signs in memory. They are among the indications that someone died here. Another shooting. This one Friday night, claiming the lives of 2 young mothers, Chantel Grant and Andrea Stoudemire. But this
I
was
hate
not
to hear it.
just another shooting. Not here. A place where neighbors and the group called Mothers Against Senseless Killing vowed to keep safe.
It's a great round as far as we're concerned. You know, this was a haven that was built by Musk.
4 years ago, members of the group vowed to take back the corner and keep it safe for women and children after another murder here. They patrolled it every day for the entire summer, hosting barbecues in the evening. Maria Pike got involved after losing her 24-year-old son, Ricky, to violence.
It is personal because any kind of violence, regardless of whether you are the affected or you are the offender, is wrong.
Neighbors say the 2 victims lived down the street and were doing their best to raise their children safely in a place where violence is often commonplace.
The lack of humanity is shocking.
The Chicago police detectives from Area South are investigating the case, but at this point, they have no motive and no one in custody.
Yeah, 6 years later they would, but the next incident took place just 2 months after. According to the indictment, Faceworld had shot up a CTA bus.
They shot up a bus?
And passengers were hit. Prosecutors say this wasn't an accident. It was gang violence spilling into public spaces.
You couldn't wait till they got out the bus?
It was an armed robbery. Victims assaulted at gunpoint by Faceworld. One of the victims was S.A. Multiple defendants allegedly involved, and this wasn't chaos. Prosecutors say it was Faceworld, expanding control through fear. The feds say next month for a couple of months was a drive-by warfare. The indictment repeatedly described the same patterns. Members riding through Wiggle World territory, saying people they believe were rivals, making a group decision to shoot. On July 26, 2019, and in this second indictment, they had the late July incident that we talked about that killed the 2 women. In the first indictment, 2 years prior. But then police go on and say, just a month later, on August 3rd, 2019, Calvin Say, aka D Rose, is killed. He was outside his home at around 1:30 p.m. in the 7300 block of South Stewart Street when someone in a gray vehicle pulled up and shot him. Chicago police and the Cook County Medical Examiner office said that he was shot in the head and chest, taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced deceased less than a half an hour later. May he rest in peace and level condolences to his family. The very next day, the memorial was targeted. Cornelius Jordan, aka CJ, was killed. He was just 21 years old, gunned down on the 6900 block of South Wentworth, sitting in his car. He was on the Inglewood neighborhood south side. Female passenger in the car was also shot. May he rest in peace and level condolences to his family. Since CJ losing his life in this indictment, police wouldn't have nothing else until 8 months later the following year. May of 2020, and this is the most detailed plot in the indictment. Prosecutors allege 2 cars were used. Phones were parked to track the victim. Shooters exited 1 car. A gas station parking lot was chosen. Paul Harris was shot multiple times and killed. They say Dante Hopper helped plan it, supplied the gun, and coordinated the moments. Once again,
Dang, that man been in damn near everything.
Paul was shot in the head at just 22 years old, sitting in his vehicle at around 5:56 p.m. in the 8600 block of South Hall Street when 2 people walked up and started shooting into the vehicle. This part shocks juries. After Donald lost his life in July 2020, who we mentioned in the first indictment in 2023, prosecutors say Faceworld didn't stop there. They allegedly planned retaliation, drove to his funeral, opened fire into a crowd, and wounded multiple people. That was one
Y'all
of the
shooting
moments
up a funeral
prosecutors
is
would use
crazy,
to show
bro.
reckless disregard for him.
That's why this indictment happened. It was happening already, and it just got worse. Y'all shooting up a funeral, bro. The man already gone. What more can he do? Y'all got him. What more can anybody do if he's gone already, bro? Like, y'all shot up his funeral for what? Like, it's just sad, bro. Chicago crazy, man. I'm from Illinois. Like, what?
Then police mentioned 4 more murders in this indictment. Between 2020 and 2021, Osama Ibrahim, a.k.a. Samo, an aspiring rapper, killed for allegedly exposing addresses. When he was gunned down, Faceworld members like Lil Durk Cousin had went to his Instagram page to brag about it, who happens to be one of his alleged killers. Dontrell Johnson, a.k.a. Blaze, was killed according to the feds after being identified as a rival. Officers responded at around 7:20 p.m. to a call of shots fired in the 7500 block of South Lafayette Avenue and found 2 people with gunshot wounds. A shattered window can be seen at the drive-thru of a KFC, according to the media reports. 25-year-old Dontrell.
They called him out of KFC drive-thru.
Rest in peace. Just like many of the other victims, he was shot in the head and pronounced dead. The other person was a 19-year-old man taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center in good condition, with a gunshot wound to his hand. Next was Daryl Robertson, aka Bean. He was killed on the highway. Daryl was 24 years old and was shot to death on I-57 near Halston, Washington Heights neighborhood in the South Side, April 8, 2021. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. The last victim in this indictment was Harold Green, killed using a stolen Kia after a prior robbery attempt. Harold Green was 54 years old and was shot to death in the overnight hours in the 6700 block of South Jeffrey, South Shore neighborhood, Southeast Side.
That's one thing you do not do, bro. Don't get gas at night. I don't care. I don't care. Nighttime in Chicago, go get gas. No matter where you at, bro. Do not get gas. You better have gas all day. You better get it in early morning. A gas station is prime shootout areas. Don't get gas at night in Chicago. I'm just letting you, either you're going to get robbed or you're going to get shot. Do not get gas at night.
April 11, 2021. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. But you know, this is the self-snitching era. And years later, the case tightens. Prosecutors rely on recorded jail calls, phone taps, rap lyrics, social media posts. Defendants are caught discussing ongoing investigations.
Y'all made it easy for them.
Loyalty to Faceworld, fear of rats. And one post even say, if your plea deal have you agreeing to anything incriminating, you're a rat. And by this point, the government already has years of evidence. Everyone is charged with participating in the criminal enterprise, agreeing violence with a cure, benefiting from murders, drugs, and robberies. Count 2, Dante Hopper, murder of Antoine Fields, and death penalty eligible factors listed. Count 3, Tyron and Tyjon, murder of Cornelius, planning and premeditation emphasized. Because this federal, they all face a life without parole, mandatory minimums, sentence enhancements, and cooperation pressure. These is the type of cases where people flip quietly. Evidence keeps coming. The trial becomes a war of timelines. When it's murder, there's no such thing as statute of limitations.
This years-long effort to silence witnesses and rival gang members that allegedly included more than a dozen murders and other crimes, many of which have gone unsolved.
It was a stunning moment of violence that sent scores of people running. The July 2020 drive-by shooting near 79th and Carpenter as a crowd gathered for a funeral.
They got connected to 13
people, most of them
murders
women.
in 2 years.
I remember being out there after it happened and seeing casings all over the street and the sidewalk. He said, this is like a war zone.
Father Michael Flaker offered a $15,000 reward after the shooting, which prosecutors now say was gang retaliation. It's one of a string of shootings detailed in a federal indictment charging 6 alleged members of the Faceworld street gang with racketeering, conspiracy, and other charges.
Cowards are the ones that spray crowds and shoot at crowds. If I remember right, there were children out there at the time with the adults.
Prosecutors say for years the defendants committed murder, attempted murder, assault, and other acts of violence, keeping victims' rival gang members and witnesses in fear, allowing the gang to engage in drug trafficking, theft, including carjackings, and other crimes.
It's right in the sweet spot of what the U.S. Attorney's Office does. It's a classic RICO gang conspiracy. They've done them for years, and this fits right in the mold.
The indictment also charges one of the defendants with the 2019 murders of 18-year-old Brittany Rice and 19-year-old Zenobia Brantley, who both worked at Walmart and were sitting in a vehicle after work near 77th and Eggleston. Another co-worker in the car was wounded.
It's a long-running criminal gang
females.
with a lot of murders to their name. And you can tell that by the charges.
All 6 defendants are in custody.
Period,
if convicted, they could receive life sentences. And because these are federal charges, 3 of those defendants could face the death penalty.
Dang, bro. Faceworld. At Chicago, the feds are there. The feds is there. They listen, they watching, they coming to get you. So if you ain't, hey, you better get up out of there while you can, because they coming to get your ass. They're coming. FBI, open up! Open up, nigga. We coming for you. But dang, 13 bodies in 2 years. It's crazy. That's a crazy number. And 4 of them was females that had nothing to do with anything. Y'all just killing innocent people, and hope y'all riding there. Some of y'all getting the death penalty. Hey, that's none of my business. Don't respect any of this, bro. None. None of this is okay. None of it. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll see y'all in the next one.